All right. So, glad to have you guys on the call. I am loving how many people are getting on here in the first place. And I know that's a testament to the fact that you are reaching out personally. When you send a message with the Zoom link, it is so much easier for someone to go, oh, I need to go ahead and get on this call and click that link. Okay. I wanted to mention something in my team page also. One of the girls that shared, her name is Lindy. And she just talks about different training, and I love how she does her training. So she suggested a book called what's it called, Chandra? Something Stairs. And do you remember what the name of the book was?
Take the Stairs.
Take the Stairs. Thank you. Yeah, Take the Stairs. And said that we would do that as a book study. It looks like Thursday evenings might be the best. And we'll just look at the timing on that. Lindy had posted, she said it's an easy book. It's got 7 chapters, kind of a sit down and read it one time through, but you can go through and it just talks about take the stairs. It's 7 different chapters of how to get your best success, that kind of a thing. All right. So that's something that's going to be up and coming. We are getting ready. So again, I just want to kind of put out here things that are happening, that are coming up. I think I've got 4 more people that are going to be sharing in our favorite things group. Once we finish that favorite things group, I've got 5 more, she says. Once we finish that group and I've drawn all of the winners for my favorite things and I'm taking care of that, I will go ahead and leave that open that you guys can add other people. Okay, so I'm going to leave it. We're not going to get rid of that group. It will always be there so that you can go back and revisit. And as you add people to your team, if you want them to see, and you can even select, hey, I want you to go in and watch Tammy's, or I want you to go in and watch Lindy's for new ambassadors. So I think that's it'll be a great tool, a great resource for us. So that's there. Then there's going to be a week in between that I'm probably going to be looking, Tammy had mentioned about new ambassador group. And so I messaged her and I said, what does that look like for you? When you say you do a new ambassador group, she said it's 2 months that she does this. That's a long time. Woo. But she said she's fly by the seat of her pants. She's not an everyday posting kind of person, which I was all happy about that. I said, well, do you just go in and have like a daily post, day 1, day 2, and they can just go in and cycle through? And she said no, because again, it's just overwhelming. And I agree. I don't know if you guys agree, but it just seems overwhelming. So what she does is she just starts a brand new group. She calls it New Ambassador Training. The new ambassadors get to go in, and she puts information in there that is, you need 100 points to be qualified to get your commission. Here is what the Vital Biome does. Here's what this product does. So she says it is basics about Plexus. So I think that's a great idea. Maybe there can be a couple of groups happening as this team is growing really large. If you want to do it for your own team, or if you want to combine and do one together with me, that would be awesome. We can talk about basically just divvying up who's going to take care of the product post, who's going to take care of compensation posts, that kind of a thing, and we can just lean on each other. And then but then it's not just recycling. Like I said, it's a new group that starts so that they're not overwhelmed. There might be one post. She said it might go 2 or 3 days and there's no post in there. And then she'll put one in. But she found that it seems to be working pretty well. All right, so that's going to be a week in between those 2, and I might be able to take some time to start a group like that. And then to continue our momentum, we're going to start our momentum group is going to be starting on August 21st. And Amber Young and I are going to be heading that one up. It's going to be open to anyone that would like to jump in. It will be one where you have assignments. There will be videos that are, just sharing information, and then there will be assignments where we say, here's what you post today. I mean, like exact. You're going to copy and paste it, maybe change the picture or something, but you're going to be posting exactly what we ask you to do. You'll take a screenshot. So if you don't know how to do screenshots, you'll have to learn how to do that, and you're going to post them in the comments of that assignment. You'll be given a certain amount of time to get it done. Those who don't complete it, we're going to go ahead and remove you from the group. I hate doing that. because it's just like, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings but the reason that we want to do this, we want to keep it very specific to business builders. So if your life gets out of, like you just can't keep up with that momentum group, you get removed, that's fine. You can jump back in to the next one because we'll run another one because I think these things are pretty amazing. So again, that's going to happen on August 21st. Yes, it's going right through the beginning of school. It's going through Labor Day weekend. It's not going to be that intense, okay? Because it's got to be something that matches my style as well. So let's talk about color personalities just for a moment. Probably one of the biggest, greatest things that happened for me was reading that book. And I'll tell you the reason why. I was comparing myself for 3 years to all of these other leaders, and they weren't yellow like me. They were blues, they were reds, they were greens, and the reds were killing me because the reds just went boom, boom, boom. Here's my plan. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's my 200 reach outs. Here's how many I've got going. I've got a new group starting here. And I was flipping out. I was like, I can't do that. I can't keep up with you, and there's no way I can do it. And I would get frustrated. And when I got frustrated, I would stop my own business. I would not move forward because I thought, well, how am I supposed to lead people like that? I can't. So I read that book, and it gave me the opportunity to forgive myself for not being the leader that I thought that I was supposed to be, and to link arms with other people that could support me, right? People are having trouble getting on the call from Abby's Passion page. All right, I wonder if I can. Autumn, can you copy the link from my Dreamin' page? Go put it into Abby's page and see if that helps, because she might have posted from last week's call. It's the same number, I think, but. Well, doesn't that make me feel good? People want to get in and they can't. Woohoo! So, but anyway, I really felt like that freed me up to say, I can be yellow. And now I can go find other people that are like me, and I can share from a yellow heart and not try and be something I'm not. Would you do me a favor? I'd like you to post in the comments right now. So go down to the messages, and I want you to post what color you are if you have read the book. If you have not read the book, ooh, look at all my yellows hopping up there. If you have not read the book, I want you to think about who you are in general. Are you someone who is all about helping people? That's going to be our nurses and doctors and teachers and social workers. That's going to be the yellows. Blues are the ones who are like FOMO. If you're missing out, I got to be in the middle of it all. It's got to be fun or else I'm not doing it. Your reds, you guys are just beautifully planned and scheduled and organized. You're the ones that are going to be, setting up everything and running if there were a PowerPoint, you'd be there running it. You don't want to miss out on what we have for incentives. You're like, nope, I'm going for it. That's me. And then the greens are, tell me why it works. How does it work? Break this down for me so I can understand where are the scientists. So that's what we're pretty much, that's a way to describe it. So Eileen says, I'm so not red, super yellow with a lot of green. And while I love Angela to death, I sometimes get overwhelmed by her assignments. Yeah, she is able to put assignments out. And I would get overwhelmed as well, because I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to do that? Because I was trying to look at it from her perspective, but straight yellow. So, all right, we got Jonathan's red. I know, so excited, got to have some reds. So Chandra is mostly yellow, partly red, and I see that in her really, yeah. Haven't read the book, but took the test, and you're yellow. Yep, Candace, I could figure that one out. All right, awesome. So understanding where your color personality is, that's going to be your strength, okay? Yellows, we're also the ones that are, when we share, we're saying, oh my gosh, I just want to help you, and I want to help you with the products. And someone's going to say, well, why does it work? And the yellows are going to say, I don't know, but I'll go find the answer for you. I will do all of the work. You don't have to think for yourself. That's a little scary, guys. As a yellow, building a team, when I have 20 people coming to me with messages saying, where's the answer to this? How do I find that? How does this product work? That's overwhelming because I can't get to all of them, and I want to, because that's my nature, is I want to help you. I don't want to ask you to do anything that I wouldn't be willing to do for you. And it should be, I want you to do the things that I am doing also, so that you can be self-sufficient. And then when you learn it, you'll be able to turn around and use that to help others. So think about that if you're, sometimes you can frame your questions to your leaders by saying, can you tell me where I could find this answer? Instead of just asking for the answer, you could say, can you help me or direct me? Where would I find that answer? And then if you can't find the answer, come back and actually ask it. But that would be something to help. Okay, so if you haven't read the book yet, I'm going to suggest that you go get that one, download it on Kindle. It's a really easy read, and it's a great one. Okay, I wanted to talk about, it looks like, there are a lot of people that say, how do you start somebody? How do you start somebody with Plexus? And that's a two-sided question. We can say, how do you start someone on products, or how do you start someone as an ambassador? I am really excited to let you guys know that, again, for watching those videos, Lindy Kitchen she's a social worker, still doing her job full time because she loves that. She loves helping and working with people, and she loves training. She loves training, and I talked to her today just for a couple of minutes. And asked her, I said, okay, so you start building belief with your ambassadors right from the beginning. I said, does that mean that you build belief before you ask them to post, or do you do it simultaneously? And her response to me was, that depends. Do you know how many people say it depends on everything you ask in this business? Well, that depends. What products do you suggest? Well, that depends. She said she gets to know the person, right? She listens to the person. And if they are like many of us, that were products only, not interested in the business, okay? If you were a products only, not interested in the business person, I want you to type a 1 in the comments for me. If you saw the business right away, I want you to put a 2. Okay, so that's going to let us see where, I guess I should put mine in there too. Yes, Kelly. Yeah, Candace. Michelle Wood. Jonathan, yeah, I knew he saw the business right away. That was awesome. So take a look. I mean, we've got 4 2s that came in, but mostly 1s. You realize, yeah, John was definitely for the business, and he was all for Kathy doing the business. He was like, I'm here supporting her. Go ahead, Kathy. This is for you. But yeah, a lot of us start with that as it's just for us. So imagine you've got someone who says, I want to be a secret pink drinker. I don't want to tell anybody. It's just for me. And you jump on them and going, I need you to find 3 customers, and I'll pay for your products. That would have turned me off completely. I don't know about many of you, but I want you to consider how you're talking to people. And that's where Lindy said she gets a feel for what they want. And by asking, do you want to be a secret pink drinker, or do you want to get your products paid for? Okay. It's a simple way of asking, hey, let's get you some customers, without saying, I need you to get customers. Do you want to be a secret pink drinker, or do you want to get your products paid for? So they might say, like I would have right away, I'm just going to be a secret pink drinker. Promise you, I'm not going to tell anybody. But then once I like it and I start feeling better, then I'm thinking, well, how do I get my products paid for? And I can come back with that question. I haven't cut myself off by going, nope, I'm not going to. My pride, it's a good thing that I didn't let that keep me from talking. So when you ask them that, if they say, I just want to be the secret pink drinker, I'm just taking the products, then that's where Lindy is going to say, build their belief, right? You're going to be sending them information about the products. Maybe they're getting into that new ambassador Plexus 101, so that they're going to get information about what the products do, which ones are good for them to be taking, what are some of the die-off, and how can you get through the die-off, how you're going to take things. Asking that way a great way to gently inform them. Yeah, we want to inform them about the business without dumping it on them. So we can definitely build their belief in the products. And at the same time, just encouraging them, sometimes you can say, and I like this also, is that when they say they want to do it secretly, and you say, okay, so I'm really working to share this product, and I just heard how the X Factor Plus helped somebody that was borderline anemic. Now she had, of course, I'm not going to post this publicly. It would be a private message where I'm talking to someone personally and saying, I just heard that their B12 was so low that they were borderline anemic, and our X Factor helped bring that level up. Do you know anybody that could benefit? Because I really could use some referrals. If that person gives you a referral, you go to them, see if they're interested, and then come back and say, okay, they want to take this. Do you want them to be on yours so that you can earn a little bit of money, or do you want me to go ahead and take them? So you can offer it. Again, we want them to know there's a business side, but we don't want to be pushy either and push them away. Unless they're good friends. Then you can just be all over them and saying, come on, you got to do this with me. Okay? So that's something I want to make sure that I mentioned was from these calls. So tomorrow I have a call with Lindy, about 30 or 40 minutes, and she is going to teach me, basically model for me and a couple of other people, but we're going to be modeling how to activate runners. If you've been with the business for a long time, you've heard words like runners, rock stars, the go-getters. Those are the people who just jump in and say, I'm a 2. I want the business, and I want to know what I'm supposed to do. But for all of us that clicked, we're 1s. We want to know how to activate a runner. What does that mean? Well, Lindy's going to show me how she would do that. And I'm going to tell you one of the things that she does, that she did mention to me already, is that if she has 3 people or 4 people that she invites onto a call, she goes to their Facebook pages and she scrolls their Facebook pages. She gets to know them. She gets to know what their likes are, maybe their vacation time. Do they have pets? What, just where is their interest? You can probably see greens, yellows, reds, and blues from the way they post. Do they use a ton of emojis? Probably a blue, right? When they're like posting about save the whales and save the dogs, and probably looking at a yellow, so you know how better to talk to them. But she said you go through and you look at their Facebook page so that you know some of the things that you can use to talk with them and to activate the runner, meaning you're going to be able to let them know the strengths that they may not even know. So it's the same as when we say, you just seem like someone who wants to be helping so many people. And I would love to have you on my team, because that's what I'm trying to do, is help as many people as I can, right? I'm not going to say that if it's a blue, because the blue is going to go, I don't want to help anybody. So for a blue, I'm looking at their page and I see, wow, they go on a lot of trips. They have parties. They love having people over. So I want to make sure that I'm activating using what's already in their Facebook, what's already moving for them. So if you're new to the business, this probably sounds a little strange to you. You will probably be getting into a training group with a small group, maybe 2, 3, or 4 people, where we're just going to talk about your product use, what you're loving about it, what questions you have, and how you might be able to grow a business and earn enough to pay for your products, earn enough to pay a mortgage, earn enough to retire early like I did. It's up to you and what you want to do. Okay. All right. Finally for tonight. And I know this is kind of all over the place, but I just want to hit a bunch of different things. I don't know if you watched the video that I posted, and Angela has posted, and probably Abby has posted, and it was from Brooke Hemingway, right? Throw a 1 in for me if you've watched that video so I can see. It's a Brooke Hemingway, What to Expect. Okay. If you have not watched it yet, I would highly suggest watching it and watching it a second time. The other thing I like to do with these videos is I click on, when I start watching it, I click on more right underneath the video, and I go for the auto caption so that I can read the transcript. It's not always perfect, but I can kind of keep up with what she's saying, go back and maybe even take notes from that. But I wanted to really touch on that because we are seeing a lot more die-off symptoms with the new products than what we had in the past. And I'm getting a yes in ASL right down there from Eileen. So what I really liked about what Brooke says, and I think this is important, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up what my notes were saying, and that is we need to set up those realistic expectations. And in the beginning, when I started this, die-off was something that happened when you got them on like 2, 3, or 4 ProBio 5. We weren't seeing it with the Slim and with the Vital Biome and those things. So this is very different for us. So you want to make sure that you're setting up with realistic expectations. And I love that she suggests, and I'm absolutely going to add this to my own way of suggesting, and that is, I want you to have, I don't care if it's a little notebook or a piece of paper, a calendar, but I want you to write down or journal your progress. Because it is true that I got to a place of pain in my joints over the course of probably 8 or 9 years. Like it started hurting, and I can remember one day going, my pinky hurts. And I just let it hurt for a week or so. And then it wasn't for another couple of months when I realized, man, it's still hurting. Why is it still hurting? You know, it's not like you have some acute pain in an appendix area and you run to the hospital. We're talking about these issues that we just keep going, man, aging sucks. It's getting worse every year. So we want them to start journaling and saying, we want you to keep track, because you're probably not going to notice the small changes that you're going to see day by day. I know for me, I didn't even notice that I had quit taking naps until 4 weeks in. Never even dawned on me because I wasn't expecting that to happen. So pretty much your customers, your ambassadors, they have one focus. I want to lose weight. Or I've got IBS. I want that to go away. They're not even looking at the spectrum of other parts of their health. And so we want to make sure that they're able to recognize those things. So we're going to have them do track their progress. And we used to have a checklist, kind of like a tracking sheet. And that's something that we can still use. Okay, so the tracking sheet that we had them use, Eileen was just asking, it asked on a scale of 1 to 10, your sleep, your energy, joint pain, all of these different things that we would ask them to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. So we can use that still as a way for them to have ideas, or we can just ask them, maybe those are questions that we can ask. And again, we want to be able to build this relationship with their talking back and forth with us. And this is where I think I like the idea of these smaller groups of Zoom calls where the other thing was that Tammy today said doing a live in her group where she answers questions, you get more participation than on the Zoom calls because it's not quite as scary to be sitting here with all the faces looking at you. People can still hide behind their computers. So that might be another way that you do that, is that you just set up a live Zoom, a live call on your Facebook and say, all right, we're going to be here and I'm going to answer questions. That way, if they come in later and ask a question when you're not even live, you can still respond to that question. So that's actually really, really cool. Yeah, I would like to do some asking questions. I'll finish this up, and whoever wants to stay, if you just want to ask me some questions, I would love to just answer them. And anybody that can stay on can help me answer those as well. All right, so we want them to write down small changes and let them know. You know what, you might not even notice that you had some of these things happening, like better sleep, not going for that second helping. Did anybody else here notice that within the first week or two, you stopped going for the second helping, or that you're eating less than what you were doing? So a 1, if you noticed that you were eating less within those first 2 weeks. A 2, if you actually got hungrier. Some people get hungrier when they start. So a 1 is you start eating less. A 2 is you got hungrier. Got a bunch of 1s. We got a 3. I don't remember. Right? I love being able to say to someone, I know you don't feel like you're losing weight or inches, But you just told me that you have stopped eating as much. If you're cutting down how much you're eating, eventually you are going to lose inches. You are going to lose weight if that's your goal. So reminding people of that, that's going to be helpful. And really people aren't very cued in or clued into their shape. They might say, well, no, my clothes don't fit any differently. They're still really tight. But what about their face? I don't know about you guys, but, and I put a picture up of myself in my video this morning I did from my driver's license. People don't believe it's me because my face was so round. I did not notice my face was getting thinner because I saw my face every day. I noticed if my pants were loose, but I didn't notice other parts. Yeah, my hands, I was able to get my wedding ring off, right? So just think about things that people aren't really noticing because it's grown or it's changed over time. And now they're going to start seeing those differences. Yeah, my face is thinned out. That was pretty quick. Remind them the changes are going to be taking day by day. And so they may not even realize that something has happened until a month later. So we want to try and let them know that up front. Second part that I wanted to make sure I hit on, important to understand that whatever they've been struggling with or that they're hoping that you're going to help them with, whether it's mood, energy, weight gain, weight loss, pain, digestion, all of those things, any of the bowel issues, they didn't happen overnight. If something that they're trying to ask us to help them with happened overnight, they've been sick for 3 days with diarrhea, they're not coming to you, they're going to the ER, right? So people are coming to us because it's something that they've been dealing with, and for the most part, they've gotten to the end. Oh, you might hear it. Might be my husband. Could be my husband, and they're chatting. Anyway, so when you think about it, when people are going to be coming to you looking for support with their health, it is not something that happened last week and they want to get rid of it this week. If it's that severe, they are going to go to a doctor and take care of it. These are things that we're dealing with. They've been looking, trying different things, and failing. You might even be their last ditch effort. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people that I've met that did not want to come to me for weight loss because they were afraid. They were afraid this is the last thing. And if I try it and it fails, then I have no hope at all. So, keep that in mind when they are looking to come to you for these things. They've been dealing with it for a long time. So it's not going to go away in a day, a week, or a month. The other piece that we're finding, okay, so, and again, I just understand that it's going to take time to reverse the damage, whatever's been going on. And so we want to make sure that they are ready for that. And it's huge, 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 huge. When we say to them, you have to drink water. Brooke Hemingway mentions this, your 3 ways of eliminating toxins: pee, poop, and sweat. If they're not going to the bathroom enough, then those toxins are going to stay right in their system. If they're not urinating enough, my favorite, I can't drink all that water, I'm going to have to go pee all day. Well, if you're not peeing all day, then you're probably holding on to toxins, which is causing all of these issues, vicious cycle. And she says half your body weight in ounces of water. And everybody quick grabs their water. Did I make you thirsty just saying it? But half your body weight in ounces of water, that's just if you're a sit still kind of person, not doing anything. Can you guys hear the TV in my background? Eileen's already had a pint of water. So anyway, you're going to make sure that they're drinking enough water. If they exercise, if they're nursing, if they are sick, have a cold, any additional thing other than just sitting in your average day, you need to add some water to it. Okay. So we want to make sure that they are going to drink the water. And if they say, I don't know if I can. I mean, how many of us have heard someone say, I can't drink all that water? I mean, anybody else with me on that one? That one drives me crazy. Okay, well, if you're not willing to drink the water, then I'm probably not the person you should be talking to right now. And when you're ready, come back to me. Or I can say, you can try the products, but I don't think you're going to see near the results as if you were to drink the water. And if after a month they don't see the results, You convince them, this month, let's try drinking the water. And again, this is where that journal is going to come into play. Because when you ask them in 2 weeks, or, if you're asking them every day, if you're saying, hey, touch base with me, I don't want you to go dark, as Brooke calls it, you disappear for 3 days and then come back and tell me that you had a headache. Let's stay in contact. And you say, are you drinking your water? If they say, well, I got like 30 ounces in. Okay, well, let's try and get 8 more tomorrow. You can help encourage them, but you need to let them know up front. You might not see the results that you're hoping for. So here are some ways that we're going to get those results. You're going to add some water. They have to be able to get up and move. If they're not moving and they're expecting some magical weight loss, again, it's going to take them longer. All right. So the other thing that I like that she said, and I need to incorporate this, is saying, okay, so I'm going to get you started on the triplex. Almost every person. So if you guys want to know, how do you know what products to start them on? You're going to ask them a ton of questions. You're going to get an idea of what they're looking for. And almost 100% of the time, it's going to be the triplex, because we need to weed out the bad. We need to get them going to the bathroom and eliminating, and we need to get their blood sugar balanced. Now, if they have chronic pain, we might talk about starting the pain relief products with that, but almost every time it's the triplex, to be honest. Again, Brooke does a fabulous job of describing what each of the products do, and you can always start someone on a different product. You don't, if you think that they want to do something different. But I love the statement that she would say, I hope that you are open to learning about the other products. I'm going to start you on the triplex, but I want you to be open to learning about the other products. Because we have found that if you add ease capsules to your daily regimen, if you're not seeing weight loss or inches lost and you add ease, we're finding people are losing inches on ease alone. Autumn, can you type in what you found? So Autumn and I were talking, and she's going to share so that you can read that. She added ease because she saw a post that we had, that was out there. And so she added ease, and she's had some pretty cool results. So something else Brooke suggested was ease is better if it's done on an empty stomach. I didn't know that before. Now, she was an ICU nurse. She's a health person, and she said that there's digestive enzymes or something, and that was beneficial. I didn't know that was in there. I'll have to look myself. But so definitely just being able to say them, be open to learning about other products. The Mega X is awesome for people who need that, the relaxation at night, people who are insulin resistant. Take any of your diabetics, type 2 diabetics, offer them the Mega X. That was the one product that I added that really brought my A1C down, okay? Had no idea it would, but the Mega X was huge for me. If people are not seeing fast enough results, talk to them about getting on that X Factor. The X Factor is going to help it all just absorb even more, okay, and be that much more productive. All right, so Autumn says, I saw a post about adding ease to help break the plateau for weight loss since I had gained inches from the new Slim. So I started taking 2 E's with my BioCleanse in between meals for the last week, and I've already lost an inch off my waist and a ½ inch off my hips. And that was like a week. What about Slim and Mega X for diabetics? Absolutely. Slim for your blood sugar regulation. Brooke Hemingway would suggest that if you have someone who's dealing specifically with blood sugar issues, they might become your 2-a-day Slim people, right? 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Now, of course, I'm going to start slow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be telling people to start ½ a pack of Slim for the first 2 days. Because I want them to, I want to know if they're going to have some kind of a rash breakout. People are saying, oh, I'm allergic to it. We're not sure that, and the scientist actually said to me, with people who have rash from it, it might not be an allergy to that. It could just be a way that their body is detoxing, getting rid of or rebalancing. We are doing a total restoration project in our gut with these products. And so imagine if you destroy your kitchen because you want to remodel it, we're destroying our gut by killing off things that have been living there for years, and we're getting rid of them. So you want to start really slow. If they have some kind of a rash or a headache or whatever, you have them go even slower, a quarter of a packet or a third of a packet. Have them stop for a couple of days and then try it again, maybe on, with food. So these are people who are desperately wanting to see change. You're going to have some that break out in that rash or they get a headache and they go, I don't want it. It's not going to work for me. But we have 17 other products. If the Slim doesn't work, they can definitely do ProBio 5 and BioCleanse. They could do X Factor and Mega X. And Vital Biome, we have other things. Slim is not our only product. So be careful not to build up this thing that Slim is going to be the end all be all, the be all end all or whatever, however you say that, end all be all. So think about that. If it's a blood sugar person or a weight loss person even, they can do 2 Slims a day, but make sure that you start them slow on it. Customer takes Slim before bed. I was just talking with someone about that, and the fact is some people, some ambassadors, especially those of us who have been on it for a while and we switched to the new Slim, are finding fatigue. I don't know why. I don't know if it's another form of detox that I'm tired, and it's not just going away after a couple of days. So the suggestion is to take it at night. If it makes you tired, take advantage of that. Drink it later in the day so that you can go to bed. If the energy comes back, then you can move it back to the morning. It doesn't matter when you take it. It's better in than out. But, you can play with that. And that's the thing you need to do with your customers and your ambassadors. You need to work with them closely, daily, or every other day, so that you can manipulate, tweak the product so that they are getting their best results and they're not going through some heavy detox. I also posted a video by Dr. Axe. He talks about a way to detox your liver. If your liver is overworked because of medications and different supplements and things that you've been doing and taking all along, you've got to get that liver detoxed. You've got to get the liver so that it's working its best, because otherwise, the ProBio is going to go in and kill the junk, and that junk is going to release toxins. And if the toxins aren't coming out through pee, poop, and sweat, it's got to go through your liver. And if your liver's not available to work that hard, it's going to pack it right back on into fat cells, because that's a protection mode. Okay. It's 9:43. And for those of you that would like to jump off, that's okay. I would like to go ahead and open it up to questions, because I've got some great responders here, people who have been with us for a long time, people who are new but have great information. And I would love to do some Q&A if you guys are okay with that. Anybody okay with that? All right, I would love to. So let's start with Kelly. Kelly says, how come in the Triplex the Slim is suggested as the starting point? I have a prospect who tried Plexus a long time ago. She did not give a date, and she has Hashimoto and talked about how the product made her sick to her stomach, which indicates perhaps gut health issues, of course. Should she start BioCleanse very, very slowly to have a better experience this time? I have several different ideas about product usage. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer that one. Do I have someone that has a good response for starting? I got Autumn. Autumn, unmute yourself.
Kelly, I have an ambassador who just had this whole entire problem. She's actually been with me for about 1.5 years now, but Slim made her so sick, and she takes a Synthroid in the morning. She was separating it by 2 hours, but it wasn't enough. She wasn't able to eat. So what she did was she moved it to the evening right before dinner, and we did like a half a pack for almost an entire month. Okay, and once she wasn't getting nauseous, because we had to play around with the BioCleanse too, because she's also gluten-free because of she had celiac too. So there's a whole host of things that are going on there. So I would, for me, I would just have her move it before dinner time, or take it with food at a half a pack until she's not nauseous anymore.
And are you saying, so are you having her start with the Slim as we say, and then the BioCleanse, like the way that we normally do? You're just having her still start with the Slim, Autumn?
I did, but she started Slim, and then she stopped Slim for a while, and we did BioCleanse to kind of get rid of some of those toxins, and did ProBio, and then we came back to Slim once I got her up to 3 ProBio. It took a couple weeks, but now this was over 1.5 years ago. And then when she started the new Slim, I had her do a half a pack for a month.
Yep.
Just to make sure that transition was okay, because with Hashimoto's and celiac and all those other autoimmunes and issues, we just have to be really careful because the new stuff is potent, super potent.
It is.
And move the time. Like I had her eat with food and just do the half a pack. That way your potency level is down. And if you're eating with food, it's not going to be so harsh on your stomach. But if you want to, take her off for Slim for a week and work the bio cleanse, work the ProBio. Because it's better to get her a good experience and then put her back on Slim, in my opinion, than to leave her there nauseous and then her still be nauseous for 60 days and be like, I'm done.
Right. Good response. Good response. Okay, so all right, so looking at BioCleanse and ProBio, do we have someone that is doing really well with getting people started with their ProBio and their BioCleanse? I can't see everybody in here. All right, here's what I'm going to suggest. This is why asking all of these questions is going to be really, really important. You want to know, are they going to the bathroom? Are they pooping at least once, twice, 3 times a day? Okay. If they're not, and you start them on ProBio 5, you might have them get constipated and then they want to quit, or they're scared, or it's, it's hard to rebalance that. So you want to make sure you're asking all of those questions. Someone who goes all the time and it's too much, you don't want to start them on BioCleanse, you want to start them on ProBio 5. So those are your 2 most important things that you need to understand is what is their bathroom habit. If they're just one of those average person, they don't have any IBS issues or the elimination issues, I always start them on the BioCleanse and I say, let's start with 2 at night, okay? And if they start with 2 at night and we can get them going at least twice a day. I don't want once a day where they're in their struggle. I want them going twice a day. So if I start them on that BioCleanse and they're going twice a day, I have them add one in the morning. And I did put a graphic, I think, that I created a graphic saying, you're going to start with 2, you're going to add 1 in the morning, you're going to add a second one in the morning so that you're up to 4. I have some people that can only take 2 a day, and that's way too, that's plenty. I have some that can take 2 one day and need 3 the next day and alternate back and forth. What a pain in the butt for some people. However, if it works for you, and you feel great, you're going to do it. I take 4 a day. When I travel, I take 6 a day of the BioCleanse. But your goal is you want to get them, okay, so someone who tends toward diarrhea, yeah. Right, so those are the 2 things we want to talk about, is like if it's constipation or diarrhea, which we're going to start with. But you want to go slowly. So 2, then add another one, then add another one. I also tell people about my own experience. For 3 months, I just took it all the way. It said on the bottle. I never started slow with myself. I'm like, ADHD. I just want it all right now. And so I went through like just different phases of bowels for 3 months. I had no idea what was normal. By the 3rd month, it was one of those things where I was like, how did I live life without this stuff? I love BioCleanse. But you want to go slow. And again, it's so important to let people know this is not like a chemical medication. We're not going to fix you in 10 days and take it every 12 hours. This is, we're going to work through a process to find what works. So if 3 BioCleanse for you, 2 BioCleanse for that person, some people can't take it at all. There are people that, I've heard a couple of people, ulcerative colitis, they can't do BioCleanse at all. Or they might do 1 every other day. And that's okay. We're going to work with them. Wendy, why? Why what? Unmute yourself and ask me, why no BioCleanse? Because they already have such, the BioCleanse for the ulcerative colitis, they've already got so much trouble with diarrhea that throwing in that magnesium, it just makes it too loose. So they really are successful with just the ProBio 5 and the Slim. And now I think the Vital Biome is also coming in and helping tremendously with people who are having some of those digestive issues. Chandra, I want you to share, if you would, about your story. So I want to just mention that you want to get them going slowly. after you've gotten them on the BioCleanse, if they're going fine, you can add in that one ProBio 5 at night. You know, they might just be on BioCleanse and ProBio 5 before they can get to their Slim. And that's fine too. You know, not every product is for every single person. But, you know, we know that we want them to be on that weed, feed, seed, protect, but we also want them to do it, you know, so that it's comfortable for them. X Factor Plus for people with ulcerative colitis. I haven't heard any reason why not to be on that one. I just knew that specifically it was the BioCleanse because I'm working with somebody right now that has that. Okay, Chandra, would you be willing to share about your daughter's, like what you're seeing right now? Because it was Vital Biome that you added, correct? Okay, so let's unmute you. There you go.
Hi. Yeah, so my daughter's 6, and we didn't realize she was having any bowel issues. She pooped once a day, and before I started Plexus, I was like, that's enough. You know, she wasn't complaining. It wasn't a problem. And then all of a sudden she started having sort of like leaking accidents. Like she wasn't peeing everywhere. Or just her underwear would be wet. So I got really concerned and called my naturopath and said, you know, could she have a UTI? What could all this be? So we did all the testing and it was clear. And all of a sudden my naturopath said, what if she's just constipated? You know, she's a really tiny little thing. What if, you know, that bowel movement in there is just not allowing her to pee completely. And so that was like, all right, well, that I can, you know, try and work with. And so I started giving her BioCleanse really slowly. I started with a half, and then I moved up to a whole one, and now she's up to 2 full doses of BioCleanse. And that very slowly, you know, got her pooping more often, but she was still having accidents. And so I spoke to Amber and I said, you know, I'm not sure where to go next. Should I do ProBio 5 with her? Should I do Vital Biome? And so we decided to do Vital Biome, and it was almost immediate. I started giving it to her every other day because I didn't want to break open the capsule. So I just gave her one full one every other day. And it was night and day, literally. The days when she would have Vital Biome, 0 accidents. She was pooping. She would go in on her own. She would just disappear and come out and go, I pooped. And it was great. And then days when she didn't have the Vital Biome, she would have a couple accidents. So in just the past week, I've been giving her Vital Biome every day, and she's like a different person. We went camping this weekend, completely out of our routine, completely out of, you know, strange place to go, different food, not a single accident.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And for you guys, you know, if you haven't followed Chandra yet or seen her daughter's story, it's this is not a typical 6-year-old. So she's got an amazing story, and I love watching the video. It just is, it's incredible. Like, bring tears to your eyes. So I can't wait to meet her in person. Yeah. All right. Other questions for us? And you don't have to type them. You can unmute yourself if you just want to ask it. It doesn't have to be typed in.
I do. I have a question since we're talking about how to start people.
Okay.
I have a lot of people coming to me with little kids, like 2 years old. And I know, of course, they're all different, but is there like an idea of where to start them? Like, do you typically start them, you know, with the Slim and BioCleanse and ProBio 5? They don't have any other, you know, great issues. Like, I have a lot of kids that were, you know, very sick and had gotten a lot of antibiotics. And then there's been, you know, that trending down of health since all those antibiotics. And so I'm just curious, since there's so little, and I know to use smaller doses, but is there like a different way to think about it? Or do you just kind of follow the same protocol unless something pops up or there's other circumstances?
Anybody on here using the products with their own children? Somebody want to unmute? Eileen, you want to unmute and just share what you did with yours?
Well, I did it. I mean, my pediatrician basically said it was fine, but she didn't give me any guidelines or anything. So I just decided to go ahead and start them with 1 ProBio first.
Oh, okay.
And then after, I don't know, a week, I started them in November. But after about a week, I went ahead and added BioCleanse, 1 BioCleanse. And at first I was doing BioCleanse in the morning and ProBio at night. And they just couldn't remember to take it. And, you know, it just didn't work out. So finally I just gave it to them at night together. And that has really helped with compliance. So, you know, consistency is more important than anything else. Mm-hmm. And so I eventually, you know, kind of moved them up. I wanted my younger daughter to have a decent amount of ProBio in her because she has a sweet tooth, like you wouldn't believe. And so I did that. And so they were taking 2 BioCleanse and 3 ProBio for I would say 6 months. And the older one, it's funny. It's now been since November, and she told me the other day, I've been eating these crackers and I don't really want any more. She's like, your plexus must be working or something, which is kind of funny. Now, a month ago, I decided to start my younger daughter on half a stick of Slim every day. I actually measured it, and it's about half a teaspoon. And you want to, just for those who want to try this, you should shake it up first because it mixes it better before you pour out the first half. Because one day she would say, it's more sour today and it's more sweet today. And the irony is that she has a major sweet tooth, but she thinks that Slim is too sweet. So she takes it in a shot glass, very concentrated, and then washes it with water. Pamela's son does the same thing, but it works. I have noticed that she was still liking, her fruit, especially. She eats a lot of fruit. But I've noticed in the past 2 weeks that she's no longer chewing sweet gum every day. She's no longer choosing candy all the time. So I went ahead and did half a stick of Slim and a Vital Biome, and I bumped her ProBio 5 to 2. So at night she takes 2 BioCleanse and 2 ProBio. And in the morning, she takes 1 Vital Biome and half a stick of Slim.
Very good. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Not a fast process, but, she's also nicer.
Right. So part of an answer to that is, of course, we do not, we don't say that this is for kids. It's not been tested for kids. This is all based on, we have people who take the ingredients to their pediatricians, get them to approve and say, yep, this is fine. Like with the chewable vitamins and that kind of thing. But I know that even as small as infants, if they're dealing with reflux, if they're dealing with just that, if they're colicky or, if they are having digestive issues, then we're probably going to go with the ProBio 5, and you can open it up and put a little bit in there into their formula or into something so you can get it in. And again, it's just going to be a small amount. When we're seeing people with eczema, it's generally coming with asthma also. And so if you're able to get them the ProBio 5 when they're young and start working on that gut health, it was a huge fly, just came right on my screen. But if you can get their gut health start turning around, because they're already on antibiotics right from the beginning. And so we can get that started. So many kids are on Miralax. We don't even realize how many parents are doctors are just like, yeah, give them some Miralax because they're constipated. They're not getting the right kind of nutrition. So I would rather get them on BioCleanse. And again, you can open it up and just give them a portion of it. And of course you'd want to get your pediatrician to say, yeah, this is good for them or it's okay. The Slim, so you're gonna get to choose what products, like what it is that you're looking for. So if someone comes to you, and I'm going to tell you, we are definitely going to be doing, I'm going to be doing a call. Probably it's going to be just with a select few of parents that someone has brought to me and said, all 3 of them have children that have autism, and they're interested in finding out information. And it's just being able to talk, I will Google search and I'll go and say gut health and autism, and we're seeing the benefits of getting their gut straight. And so Vital Biome might actually come into play for these kids because we're going to give them the good bacteria while we're killing off the bad. But that's something to consider, is that we're not claiming, we're not going to say we're treating it, we're not going to cure it, but we are going to help the body become balanced and more available to accept the nutrients that they're taking in anyway. I will definitely let you know what comes with those parents. I love this old, acne, dandruff is much better because that's part of a gut imbalance. That's a yeast issue. I have talked to a couple of different people that have a yeast issue that's coming out on their skin. They're finding that, whether it's under their armpits or behind their knees, that it's not eczema, but it's actually a yeast infection, a yeast explosion on their skin. And the ProBio 5 is the only thing that's getting rid of it. So that's something also to consider, is what our body is really able to do once we get it healthy. Okay. Something else I wonder, the product called Block. Brooke Hemingway mentioned that it is going to expand in your stomach. You should drink a full glass of water with it. You're going to take that block before you eat a meal, drink a full glass of water so that it has an opportunity to work. I want to make sure I mention that because that's not something that I've heard or posted before. So, any other questions that you've got? Anything about starting ambassadors or, like I said, I'm so excited about tomorrow, learning how to activate runners and how to start ambassadors, just so that we have a more successful plan of getting people started and that they're not having a bad experience or quitting or giving up too soon. Encouraging ambassadors who aren't yet committed. They're not committed to taking the products or not committed to the business. Cheryl, what is your?
Sorry, I had to turn the TV
That's
down.
okay.
I have a few ambassadors, wholesale customers who are kind of like walking that line. Like they think they're interested in doing business, but then they're not quite sure yet. And so like ways to encourage them to take that step.
I am excited. I'm hoping that activating runners, I hope that this is going to help us answer that question.
Okay.
We'll answer that for everybody. Because when you saw all those number ones, people who don't want the business, they just wanted products, they are the ones that are going to be like, this sounds like a good idea. But how fearful when you don't have the experience, you don't know what it's going to take, you don't know what it's going to look like. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? And for them, I'm always going to encourage, why are you taking the products? Why, for each of us, we're taking these products because we're feeling good. We've gotten our health, our family has become healthy. Are we going to quit because somebody else doesn't want to take them? I'm not. So if I don't do a business, I'm going to still stay on my products. If I was told to take a multivitamin for the rest of my life, I'm not going to quit because somebody next door didn't like the multi that I chose. So I want to keep that in my, always in my forefront, that I will always stay on them. So when we have someone who says, I think I want to do it as a business, all we can do is just keep giving them information, giving them the how-to. I've spoken to people recently that I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. If you would just tell me what to say, then I could do it and I would be successful. Well, that's what our momentum group is going to be. We're going to be able to say, here's the kind of post. And when we give them ideas, it'll start feeling, one, it takes the fear out of it because now they just do it. And then the next part is it starts to become more second nature of just keep doing your Facebook the way you normally do. We're just going to throw in here's what Plexus does for us. So, but yeah, I'm hoping after tomorrow I'll have even better, we're going to activate runners. I'm excited. Anybody else have a question, or maybe you have something that you find that is really successful with bringing on new customers or starting people on products. And you can unmute yourself. Again, it doesn't have to be typed in. Do me a favor, type in the notes how long you have been with Plexus. Type in how long you've been on Plexus or been with us. Yeah, Kate, 2 weeks, and here she is on a call. Woo, woo! So excited. So this is great, actually, I think, for Kate to see that, and I'm 3.5 years, so I'm going to put that in here. 3.5 years. Okay, so we've got someone who's only 2 weeks in, and Kate said that her husband was dealing with some die-off. So who's got some really good die-off tips? How are we going to detox Ooh, and she's an ER nurse. Yes. Yes. We love the medical group coming in for us. All right. So who's got some really good, the detox?
I can talk. I can talk if you want.
Yep.
So first I'd want to know what he's taking. How many ProBios is he taking Slim, and how many BioCleanse?
All right, Kate, I'm going to unmute you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so 1 Slim a day, and then he's up to 2 BioCleanse and 1 ProBio 5.
And when did the die-off kick in?
Like 3 days ago.
Okay.
What kind of die-off is he having?
Like diarrhea 5 times a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did he start ProBio 5?
That was only within the path that like maybe 4 days ago. I'd have to look at the chart. Yeah, like four days ago. So it was like right before it really kicked in.
Gosh, I don't know. I'd like to hear from somebody else, but my instinct is to back down on the BioCleanse.
Yep. That's
Go
what I
down
was
to
saying.
1.
Yep. So
Okay.
did he start on just 1 BioCleanse a day?
Yes.
And he was fine.
Yeah.
Then he went to 2 bio.
Yeah, but he would go maybe 3 times a day anyway.
Okay, well, so one of the things that can be happening is that BioCleanse is not like, and you have to think about, diarrhea is all about, when we say diarrhea, we're talking about gas, pain,
Yeah.
Just like you're not leaving the bathroom.
Right.
On the other hand, there's just very loose stools, okay? And so he's going to go through different consistencies. If he's going that much, then I would absolutely have him back off the BioCleanse, maybe only take 1 every other day, or even, and he could actually up his ProBio to 2 a day, unless he's having some other horrible die-off. But he could take 2 ProBio and only 1 BioCleanse. So again, we're just kind of working with the products to see what's going to be best for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be something that I would start there.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's actually die-off or if it's related to the BioCleanse. Because if it's die-off, increasing the ProBio 5 might make it worse.
Right, but if it started with the BioCleanse, that's what I'm thinking. It's BioCleanse.
I'm sorry, I meant ProBio 5.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the BioCleanse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it started right before he started the ProBio 5.
Right.
Okay. Yep.
So that sounds like it's related to BioCleanse.
Yeah.
So I would cut back on the
Okay.
BioCleanse,
Okay.
up the ProBio 5
Sounds good.
to
Okay.
2.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. Something I've noticed with my new customers, if they're having issues with diarrhea and that, if they're putting their BioCleanse with their Slim, it's making the diarrhea worse.
Ah, interesting.
Just FYI. And I mean, in June, I got 5 new customers. And normally I put my ProBio and BioCleanse together until I get them to 2 apiece, and then I start separating. And then once they're separated, they can take them with their Slim or whatever, but they are really having issues when you put BioCleanse and Slim together. I completely keep them separate now.
Okay. And it just is so important that you're working with them like consistently and every day, every other day. Because for me, I take it all in a big handful. I mean, I could use like the magic bullet and put all my stuff together and I don't have any issues. Michelle, you said it happened to you when you took your BioCleanse and your Slim together. It made things worse. I'm looking for Michelle. Okay. Yeah, so I'm glad you said that because now I have that in the back of my mind. So you guys, if you're starting people, maybe making sure that they, that's okay, that you have them start the Slim and just watch when they put that BioCleanse in. Okay, so as soon as, I wonder if that is what's helping. As soon as Vital Biome came out, I started taking it with the Slim, so the BioCleanse was much later. Okay. You know, and Vital Biome is something that's like a whole new beast for me, because I try to take it in the morning. Some people are having trouble because it makes them tired, so they're taking it at night, in which case they're putting their ProBio in the morning. Just saying, don't put your ProBio and your Vital Biome together, that you keep them separate. And that was only because the scientists said it might mess with your stomach, like make your stomach upset. They, you know, the scientist and Cindy Latham both said that the quality of the products and what you are getting is so good that if you do combine products that others are going, no, keep them separate, you know, separate. If you combine them because someone says, well, I'm not gonna set an alarm to take vitamins all day. It's either got to be easy and I take them all at once, or no, thank you. Have them take them all at once. It might cut down some of their efficacy, but it's not going to make it like a waste of money. It's not like going and taking a 1-a-day vitamin. Okay. Let them do it that way. If after 3 weeks, a month, they go, well, I'm not seeing any changes, then you have that doorway to open and say, well, what if we try it the way that it's suggested? You know, let's give it some time if you take it as it's suggested and see if it helps. If not, 2 months, get your money back. Yeah, I take all my stuff at night, except for my extractor. I take that in the morning. All right. The suggestions for your die-off, again, I posted something from Dr. Axe, talks about getting your liver cleansed. That's going to be really helpful. People who are not seeing results, particularly if it's weight related, you're going to have to really talk to them about their diet. You know, if I think I offered, you know, to the girls we were out when I was talking the other day, look up the Candida diet or the Candida cleanse and get rid of the sugars and the carbs. Just really try and do something different, because whatever you're doing, if you're not seeing your results, if you continue to do it, you're not going to get any different results, right? So be mindful of that, you know, they might say, your new person might say, oh yeah, I eat great. I eat healthy. I don't eat junk food. But they don't think about the handful of something that they grab on the way past the office desk, or that they stopped at Starbucks and got a vanilla bean frappuccino with extra caramel sauce. Not that I would know anything about that. But you know, it's amazing what we just grab, and we don't think of that as being part of our daily routine because we don't do it every day. So it's just important that, you know, if they're not seeing those results, the weight gain is definitely a possible side effect of detox. And some people are like, okay, I've gained 10 pounds. Well, if you have cut back how much you're eating and you're adding that water in, first of all, you're going to be heavier because you are more hydrated. So get off the scale. You are going to be more hydrated. But if you are having people that are gaining weight, 8, 10, 12 pounds, it will go away. It's a matter of deciding what is it that they're on. Do they need to cut something out, cut something back, move it to a different time of the day? There are some people who were bloating on the new Slim, and they kept trying and trying and trying. They cut the Slim out completely and all of the bloating went away. Well, maybe that's just your body is not going to take the new Slim the way you want to, and you're going to have to maybe do a quarter of a packet or a half of a packet. But just change things up. It's not like, you know, it's not a one size fits all. This is not a one size fits all. And so it's really important that you think that way. When someone says, okay, what's Plexus and I want to try it, you know, come to people that have done it longer than you, or, you know, ask questions in the ambassador support page or in the team pages. But something that I've been getting from this whole week of listening to these ambassadors, these emeralds share, and that is, you gotta share. Open your mouth, just start talking about it. You know that it's amazing. You hear the amazing testimonies. And if you're not going to share it, somebody else is. there is going to be die-off. There is going to be, you're going to have people that don't have fabulous results right out of the gate. Most of us don't. It takes consistency. So have yourself ready. Know what you're going to say. Just know right from the beginning, well, it's not a one size fits all. We're going to try this for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And if you're not getting the great results, or if things aren't working right, we're going to find someone who can help us. So if you're not feeling strong and confident that you can do it, let them know. I've been doing this, but somebody else might be able to help us. And is it okay if we get in a 3-way conversation? Ask, get their permission, because people want to feel better. And we have what they need. So don't be afraid because you don't know it all. Know that you have an entire team of 600,000 ambassadors, but you have an entire team of people that can help. And just like tonight, we've got, Cheryl was able to answer questions, and Chandra and Michelle, when her husband's not sleeping in the same room where she's trying to talk. But we have a lot of, great information that we can share with you. So just share. Say, I don't have all the answers, but I know this stuff works, right? And share from your heart. And I think that's going to be it. I want to do, so next Monday, I'll definitely be talking about activating runners, if we haven't even started that already. I mentioned a book study, and that's something about the stairs, and that'll be on Thursday nights. And that shouldn't take us very long. It's a simple book. Any other questions for us, comments, concerns, things that you would like to learn about? And I think that would be it. I definitely would love to do a testimony Zoom. So it might just be one day where I say, oh, you know what, we're going to have as many people get on and share your testimony so that people can be on live, listen, and maybe ask you questions. So be thinking about that. And it won't be on a Monday because I'm going to stick, I'll keep these just to like team calls, but we'll just put one in and say, hey, if you're available, jump on. We want to do some testimonies. Okay. All right. You guys have a great night. I'm so glad that you were on here with us. Be blessed. Know that I'm praying for all of your businesses and for each of you. And just, I want to be there for you to support you and see you guys grow your teams. Okay. So share with confidence. Good night, everybody.